Howdy y'all, Across 316 back with another comic book flashback, and we are now looking at The Avengers, issue number 2, and this issue came out in November of 1963. So we're looking at the first appearance of a brand new villain today. We are looking at the first appearance of the Space Phantom. That's right, the Space Phantom makes his appearance here in Avengers. He is a classic villain, or a unique villain rather, that the Avengers have to come up against. Remember, the Avengers, the cast of Avengers that we're going to be looking at today, we're going to be looking at Iron Man, we're going to be looking at the Hulk, the Wasp, Giant Man. He makes his appearance here. Remember, that's Hank Pym. Remember, Hank Pym is both Giant Man and Ant-Man, but in this issue, he's going to be Giant Man and then also the Mighty Thor. So that's right, we're going to be looking at some classic stuff from Jack Kirby and Stan Lee. So we're going to pick up right where we left off. Remember, last issue, in issue number 1, we saw the formation of the Avengers. So at the end of the issue, after they defeated Loki, all of the Avengers, Thor, Iron Man, the Wasp, Ant-Man, and the Hulk decided that they should use their combined might and their powers for the betterment of society and to avenge um, against villains, basically. That's where they come up with the Avengers. So we're seeing the title of today's story, The Avengers Battle the Space Phantom. So we're going to learn a little bit of who the Space Phantom is. So let's get started. As always, this story was written by Stan Lee, drawn by Jack Kirby, inked by Paul Raymond, and lettering by Art Simek. Start out the issue here, and all of the Avengers are in a meeting. They're assembled together because they want to just get to know each other. It's kind of like you got your team together. Now let's just kind of find out who we're all about. Let's just introduce ourselves. So all of them are together, and so then we see Giant Man and the Wasp. They use their capsules to appear right in front of all the other cast of Avengers. Now, Hulk and Thor, at the beginning, they were bickering at each other. And one thing to take from this issue is that Hulk is going to be seen as a villain in this issue. Now, the Hulk is a member of the Avengers, like we learned from last issue, but one thing we need to take from this issue is that the other four Avengers do not trust the Hulk based on his appearance, which is wrong because they're judging on his appearance, but just his brute strength and how the Hulk is. He can be, as he is, a monster. So that's one thing to take away from. And now we're going to look at who the Space Phantom is. So the Space Phantom, we learn he is from another galaxy, and he knows a good bit of who the Avengers are because we learn that he has been observing the Avengers from far away in his own universe or his own galaxy. So it looks like he crashes right here on Earth from this comet or meteor rather. And so we see the uniqueness of the Space Phantom, Jack Kirby, and how he drew Space Phantom. He looks a lot different from the other characters that Jack Kirby has drawn in the past. So he's pretty unique looking, I have to say that. We find out a little bit of what the Space Phantom can do. What Space Phantom can do is he can take any appearance from any person. So if he sees somebody and he wants to use their image, he can. And so the actual person, this guy right here, he goes to Limbo, a place called Limbo. And so anytime that the Space Phantom takes the image of another person, that actual person that he took the appearance from goes to Limbo. So you see that Space Phantom is in disguise. He's using the disguise of this one person to enter the Avengers Mansion, which is Tony Stark's mansion, by the way. And they see on the warning screen that they have an intruder or a guest. So they tell Hulk that he needs to just go. Well, the Hulk actually volunteers. He says, I'll look at who this guy is. I'll treat him real gentle like. And they're like, be careful, Hulk, be careful. So the Hulk sees this guy. He's like, who are you? And then the Space Phantom uses Hulk's image and becomes the Hulk himself. So he takes the disguise of the Hulk. And so we see the Hulk. He comes back to where all the other Avengers are, and the Hulk. They think the Hulk is just being a grade A jerk. So he just starts pushing Iron Man around, and Iron Man said, I've had enough of this, and so they just start fighting. So right off the bat, we see the Avengers fighting each other. That's not good. They just formed from last issue. They just started their group, and now we already got problems within the group. So Thor tries to break it up. And Thor's like, I'm not having any of this crap. Y'all need to stop. And the Hulk's like, I've had enough of this. And Hulk, or who is the Space Phantom, by the way, he breaks loose and just gets out of the mansion. And then we see that person that the Space Phantom used to begin with, he's back. And he's like, it was crazy, I tell you. One minute I was walking down the street, and then I'm back. I was gone, and now I'm back. And people are like, what? There's so many loons on the streets these days. Then they see the Hulk, and they start getting terrified, and Hulk just starts making like havoc around the whole place. See an appearance of Rick Jones. Remember Rick Jones from last issue? He has his Teen Brigade. So Rick Jones knows the Hulk a lot because in issue number 1 of the Hulk, if you ever read that, Dr. Bruce Banner knows Rick Jones very well, and he saved Rick Jones as well. And so Rick Jones, he's the one that's always trying to help the Hulk. He tries to calm the Hulk, but the Hulk, as he sees him, he's acting strange. He's not acting himself because we know this is the Space Phantom. So Rick Jones tags along, gets on the Hulk's back, or Space Phantom's back rather, in the appearance of Hulk. And then he's like, well, Rick Jones is just an ordinary teenager. He has no superpowers, so I can reveal my secrets to him. So Space Phantom reappears here and tells Rick Jones that he is trying to destroy the Avengers. Hulk comes back from limbo, but then the Space Phantom rather turns back to the Hulk, uses Hulk's appearance again. So as we can see, what the narrative of the story is that the Avengers are going to be fighting a look-alike Hulk. Alright, so just we see some great stuff. Iron Man is notified about what the Hulk is doing. So we're going to be seeing a good fight between Iron Man and the fake Hulk. And so it takes some time. We see right here in this issue that I want to point out is that it takes some time for the Avengers to figure out what the Space Phantom can do. And so here we see the Wasp and Giant Man. They make their appearance here, and they're going to try to stop the Hulk as well. They're like, we should have never trusted the Hulk. We knew all along that the Hulk was a menace to society. I mean, of course, they don't know that this is not really the Hulk. And we also see that the Space Phantom can take the appearance of animals as well, or insects. So he actually becomes a wasp as well. So he tries to attack the wasp. And Giant Man, using his cybernetic helmet, understands that something strange is going on here. Something very strange is going on here. So they go back to the Avengers mansion, and then we see that the Space Phantom takes the appearance of Giant Man, so Giant Man goes to limbo. So now we see a battle with the Hulk and Giant Man. So just great artwork here. I really recommend this story. It's awesome. You need to read it. So just some awesome artwork from Jack Kirby. Iron Man's the only one that knows how to stop his own inventions. And then we see right here that the Wasp needs to get Thor because Thor is probably the only person that can stop this menace. So it's funny here, she actually gets Thor's pencil, or Dr. Don Blake's pencil rather, that's Thor's human disguise, and writes, "Trouble at Stark Factory, need Thor." And so Dr. Don Blake strikes his walking stick and immediately turns into Thor. So then we see Thor and the Wasp, they come to the rescue. The Wasp tries to stop the Space Phantom now, who is in the disguise of Iron Man. And we see just a little bit of what the Space Phantom's all about. And then Thor actually uses his enchanted hammer, Mjolnir, to make a thunderstorm. So then the fake Iron Man, his suit rust because of the rain. And then Space Phantom tries to use his power against Thor. "I'll just become you, Thor." But then his power counter attacks him, or it doesn't work on Thor, and then Space Phantom himself is plunged into limbo because Thor is a god, remember? He's the god of thunder, he's from Asgard, and so the Space Phantom's powers does not work on Thor. So we see right here that the Space Phantom is going to be in limbo forever, as far as we know. Now we see right here at the end, the conclusion of this story, that the Hulk understands that all of the Avengers have thought rude remarks towards him, that they may have judged him in a wrong way, and he says, "I don't need the Avengers, I don't need y'all, I'm tired of being judged." And so we see at the end, Hulk quits the team. So Hulk leaves the team, and it leaves all the rest of the Avengers, all four Avengers, terrified or bewildered because they know that the Hulk is a threat to society. So we end here with a cliffhanger, and we see next issue that's going to be another 22-page Marvel epic, and it's going to have Hulk teaming up with somebody. Who is that character that he's going to team up with? You're going to have to find out next review. So go ahead, like this review, comment down below what you liked about this story, and I will see you in the next exciting review.